When we are successful and we have a conservative House and a conservative Senate, as soon as that happens, what do you think are the top 3 things that have got to be done?
We've got to rein in the spending, obviously, and not, raise these extremely high budgets and then say, okay, we're going to freeze a couple programs here. That doesn't do us any good, really. We've got to start reining in the spending. We have got to start reining in the spending. We have got spending. We have got spending. We have got.
One of the first things she said was she took a shot at the guy who used a teleprompter. And yet, they looked at some of the close-up photographs of her hands during something. And as you can see, right there, it says at the top, she has written on her own hand, she wrote the word energy, then there's something illegible, then taxes, and lift America's spirits. 7 words. And those on the left, a number of people on the left have said, look, she's taking a shot at the guy who uses a teleprompter, and here she is. She's a nincompoop who writes on her hand.
I think she did it on purpose.
You do?
I think she did it on purpose, yeah, because I think it's an exact opposite of reading off the teleprompter, reading off complete script written for you with every word in a sentence, and here she's just taking crib notes on her hand. It makes it look as if she can just talk off the cuff, and that she just jotted down a few couple notes before she went out to give a big, long speech.
I think she did it because she probably does it a lot. I do that all the time.
But I personally am jealous because I used to get in trouble. I used to get in trouble if I wrote on my palm because my mom explained to me the ink would get through my pores and I would die. So I stopped doing that in the 5th grade. Why doesn't there's nothing wrong if she had a card. Just jot a card down. Energy, taxes, hope, whatever it is.
Sure.
And then no one has a problem looking down, but to sit there and look at, do the interview and then look down at her hand, I think that is, it's like you said, Gretchen, before, folksy, absolutely, down to earth, I can identify. But if you're going to write it on your hand, why don't you just say, staffer, can you hand me a card?
Nah,
and then it would have been okay.
Let's say you get sidetracked and you wash your hands. We may never know.
Our political correct society is acting like some giant insults taking place, like calling a bunch of people who are retards. So now there's going to be a meeting. There's going to be a retard summit at the White House.
Rush Limbaugh was using satire to bring attention to what this politically correct. Using satire. I didn't hear Rush Limbaugh calling a group of people whom he did not agree with effing retards. And we did know that Rahm Emanuel, it's been reported, did say that. There's a big difference there.
I would, if I believe that that is the right thing to do for our country and for the Palin family, certainly I would do so. I think that it would be absurd to not consider what it is that I can potentially do to help our country. I'll close a door that perhaps could be open for me in the future. Say he played the war card. Say he decided to declare war on Iran or decided to really come out and do whatever he could to support Israel, which I would like him to do. But that changes the dynamics in what we can assume is going to happen between now and 3 years. Because I think if the election were today, I do not think Obama would be reelected.
You're not suggesting that he would cynically play the war card.
I'm not suggesting that. I'm saying if he did, things would dramatically change if he decided to toughen up and do all that he can to secure our nation and our allies.
She's frightening. Mark, that is frightening stuff. Frightening. First of all, presidents do not declare war. Anybody knows that in high school. Congress has to declare war. To declare war on Iran, I don't think the most far-right Middle East hawk would talk about declaring war on Iran, a country of 70-some million people with an advanced air force. A war like that between the United States and Iran would be so costly, an actual all-out war. Why does she talk like that? Is that coming from it? Is she kidding? Where does people get talk? I was kidding last night. Is Michael Ledeen a real hawk writing this stuff for her? I don't know anybody as far right as that besides him.
She is out there freelancing and flailing and relying on what's gotten her this far. I don't think you can overstate the extent to which she is the dominant figure in the Republican Party today for 2010 and 2012. I also don't think you can overstate the extent to which answers like that, she's lucky they're not worse because she's obviously flailing. She's spending time traveling, making money, giving speeches, going on Fox. She's not spending time doing what she should do. Again, I'd say, even if she's not running for president, be a serious person. Learn what you need to learn. She said in the interview with Chris Wallace, she knows more now than she did when she was governor of Alaska. Answers like that do not manifest that that is true.
Great example. Greta Van Susteren was interviewing a couple weeks ago on Fox. And Greta's a serious person. She's asking serious questions as if And her husband's, and they're very friendly to that, to Governor Palin. Ask her a serious question with the idea she might be able to give serious answers. Nothing comes out. Nothing. She says nothing spontaneously when you ask her a serious question.
Look, what's more interesting about that may be the case. I didn't actually see that interview.
It was stunning. If I were Roger Ailes watching the head of Fox, I'd say, this is a mistake on my part to pay her any money except for show business purposes. She has nothing going on mentally.
And yet, Chris, what's happened is she, as Mark said accurately, she is the leading figure in the Republic. If she were to run tomorrow, who would challenge her for this kind of attention?
These guys are so boring. But isn't there any, just a minute, Mark, you're a reporter and you're a reporter. Is there anybody in the Republican Party who could debate her right now and outshine her?
I think that Mitt Romney certainly...
He could outshine her.
I think it's possible. I think it hasn't happened yet.
Okay, Mark, your thought. Who could outshine her right now? Because she's got nothing going on right now mentally.
Haley Barbour and John Kasich both could, but neither of them has shown any... No one in the party has shown the courage to take her on and say, Governor Palin, we like how you excite the base, but tell us one specific thing you're for, even within the area of energy, her supposed area of expertise. Just tell us one thing you're for specifically that would make America better.
I wouldn't be afraid of either of those guys who were president. I might not vote for them, but I wouldn't be afraid of them. I'd be afraid of her because I think she's an empty vessel ready to be filled by ideology she doesn't even understand. And that is really scary. We saw that with Dan Quayle. We saw it with W. Nothing is more frightening than an empty vessel in power. Anyway, thank you, Ann Kornblut and Mark Halper.